of Archangel Metatron through James Tiburon. The sky is not falling/nay to the naysayers. Weighing truth, wisdom and discernment. Greetings masters, I am Metatron, angelic of light, with Tiburon of crystal in service. Rumors and warnings that the end is near have been projected by seers and overheard by kings, sages, and sires throughout the fabled history of your planet. The present is no exception. The jolting nature of any doomsday prophecy, in which prediction is haphazardly applied to the kaleidoscope of probability, is a confusing and difficult one. On the surface it is an acclamation that naturally draws attention and alarm. And so this lingering question jags beneath the fearful claim, is this real, and if so, what can I do about this? The key, dear ones, is wise discernment. Both the lessons garnered from Chicken Little and Peter and the Wolf are applicable in this scenario. Dear humans, the earth is upshifting, remaking itself, reforming its elements, kingdoms and directional aspects. The planet you humans call home is repositioning itself in response to a divine purpose and calling. That purpose is the ascension of humanity. The Earth and all life on the planet are undergoing a powerful shift. This transition involves Earth climate and geotectonic shifts, and geo changes involve regional specific, not global, cataclysms. The Death Star asteroid that wasn't. But let us be clear. Had humanity not chosen to ascend, there would have been a global cataclysmic rebooting. The cataclysmic probable reality would have occurred between 1998 and 2000, in the form of a lethal asteroid impact, resulting in an axial tilt, tectonic superquakes, mile-high tsunamis, flooding amidst mega wind streams and upper storms. Of course, that potential did not occur, but the knowledge of its potential was embedded in humanity's subconscious. Indeed, it is interesting to note that as 1998 approached, a series of movies, documentaries, and books emerged around planetary destructions due to asteroid impacts, termed the Death Star series in popular and cinematic vernacular. Up until 1987, the latter, the catastrophic doomsday impact total rebooting, was the predominant probability. Indeed, renowned seers from Edgar Cayce to Nostradamus were credited with prophecies predicting major Earth changes in cataclysmic quakes and floods in this era. There were dozens of other renowned seers taking the same stance. Various survivalist groups, religious sects and assorted clusters of people began preparing for the impact by building survival domes and underground facilities stored with food, water and supplies, including your militaries and governments. The voracious Cayce readings indicated alignments beginning in 1982 through 1998 would indicate the destruction, but both Edgar Cayce and Dr. Michel de Nostradamus went to extremes to state that human will is stronger than any event and that the future could be changed. The light measurement and reality shift. The light quotient measurement that you refer to as the harmonic convergence of August 1987, changed that potential, and replaced it with the path of ascension. Indeed, the global participation in the high-intent global harmonic convergence meditation and mediation was deeply perceived throughout the cosmos in the potent stellar and planetary alignment. This means that for the extraordinary cycle of the intent projection, the Earth and humanity were in direct resonant communication with the divine, and the concentrated power and vibration of the prayerful collated intent transcended the patterning of probability and altered the cataclysmic reboot, for reformation into ascension. And indeed, you are on path for ascension. The global catastrophe will not occur. Yet the cataclysmic reboot, although no longer in place, remains worrisome and wearying for mankind. This is understandable, because you humans carry in your collective cellular memories, traumatic recollection of 5 past occasions in which the world rebooted. This is especially burdensome for the billions of Atlanteans on the planet in the present, because the 3 devastating Atlantean tsunamis and sinking are still very powerfully etched in your subconscious. soul contracts and extensions. Humanity as a species have not forgotten past global cataclysmic events, but you have forgotten that worlds, like time, concentrically overlay, blend and overlap. Every human born before 1987, has a foot in two worlds, and incarnated with knowledge that a global rebooting was in store as the primary probable reality. Although that probability was changed, the living memory of its probability, is still there. In fact, the billions of people born prior to 1982, when the concept for the harmonic convergence began, incarnated with the higher self understanding that the sixth global cataclysmic reboot would likely occur in the 1998 to 2000 timing, as the dominant probability. That is why so many of the post-WWLL, the so-called baby boomer generation, had major life changes after 1998. Many simply had not planned to live past the probable impact. An extension option was added and activated. For many, a new life began in the same biology. Life partners changed, careers shifted, and people relocated. Some of you will intuitively understand what we are sharing, as it directly applies to your life experience. Assuming leadership. It is judicious, appropriate and acutely important for mankind to realize the co-creative ability of collated high intent, and let go of the old ironclad fear of a final destruction. The destruction probability of 1998 did not occur, and a total global destruction will not occur in this new Earth paradigm. You made it so. But the lingering loquacious fear of a coming doomsday is quite redundant. The harmonic convergence was a magnificent catalyst, a destined benchmark in mankind's awakening to the extraordinary abilities of co-creation, for it melded mellifluously and changed reality. It is time for the enlightened among you to not only fully accept the ascension, but to also take active stances, leadership roles, in projecting this valid belief, the veracity of the coming human ascension. And although it is understandable that the less aware masses still are caught in the overbleed of the old paradigm, with its lingering predictions of a global catastrophic end-time event on the not-too-distant horizon. Indeed, such inaccurate garrulous predictions and distorted belief projections are skewed and irresponsible at best, and at worst, can lead others to unnecessary worry, depression, apathy, and fear. Dwelling on fear is destructive. Embedded fear, in a very real sense, can be likened to an emotionally draining virus. Old energy. Unfortunately, it appears in your present, that the end of time, denouement, in its myriad intrigues, has become quite the fertile ground among the zealous doomsday prophets and naysayers. And in the internet age of slanted media, pseudo-scientists and fringe researchers keep adding fuel to the fire. But it is nothing new. Indeed, debates, contentions and arguments around doomsday scenarios have been around since the dawn of 3D duality, on your planet. They ebb and crest, rise and set as regularly as your moon and sun. Spawned and fed by numerous drivers including religious texts and prophecies, astronomical alignments, natural disasters, conspiracy theories, archaeological discoveries, empirical information, fear manipulation and spiritual beliefs, the falling sky scenario is again, not only on the upswing, it is also rather vogue in some camps. Mankind is currently experiencing a stimulus of amplified emotional sensitivity in this regard, and this chaotic-tinged excitement and disquieting anxiety will, unchecked, increase angst and unease in the foreseeable near future. As we have said, this creates fertile ground for zealots and attention-seeking journalists and delusional prophets who are either caught in the old, or wish to attract followers by sowing the sensationalized seeds of doom apprehension. This sort of end-times reporting and phenomena gains easier grips and footholds in times of hurricanes, earthquakes, and such. Irregardless of intent, the misleading end result are the same. The earth is robust. The earth and all of her kingdoms are undergoing great change in your present time, and are adapting to a new set of dimensional and vibrational circumstances. But it is important that you understand the Earth is not weak, nor fragile, rather quite robust. Your planet is amplifying, all life is being modified, intensely so, but changing for the better, and there are no exceptions. Although there are many well-intended souls who wish to save the planet from natural disasters, in this specific scenario, your planet Earth does not need saving. The hurricanes, quakes and tsunamis are a requisite ongoing aspect of the Earth's natural cycles. They are necessary for the Earth's electromagnetic balance, and have always occurred. These events will continue, perhaps in greater intensity, as the Earth warms, ice caps melt, and waters rise. Yet these natural events, and in specific areas, natural disasters, will be regional, and not be globally cataclysmic. Event horizon. Let us be clear. Although the future is a moving target, the planetary ascension has already spawned and birthed, and is thus firmly fixed in your future. That may seem unlikely to some, considering the ongoing chaotic polarization and violence on the planet at present. But what is occurring in the chaos is the requisite purging. All unresolved issues are surfacing, as they must, to clear the way for the new golden age. Indeed, the ascension horizon is securely in place. The ascension of humanity is in tow, part and parcel of the graduation, the ascension package, and the latter could not occur without the former. And so be assured that both portions of the singular event horizon, termed the ascension, are in place. For in the art of co-creation, an occurrence, a goal, an ideal, a future potential is brought into concentrated focus, yields to mass conscious intent and thus becomes the reality, and even though that event is in your linear future, it is solidly in place. So it is with the ascension, for it is well past the tipping point, well beyond the point of no return, created via critical mass thought into a fixed experiential destination on the path of time. As we have shared in previous channels, there are key benchmarks along the way, including the return of light in 2038 and 2075. The ascension is an event horizon. It is only a matter of time before it is reached. Enlightenment occurs one heart at a time. It will be 15 generations before the critical mass of humanity achieve enlightenment, which from our overview, is in place. So while the ascension of humanity is on path, and will not be altered, it is still, in one aspect, a belief requiring faith. However, especially for the doubters, naysayers and doomsday followers, the fact that so many date-specific doomsday predictions over the past 3+ decades were published, but did not occur, justifies deep contemplation, indeed begs for serious review. The usual suspects. Within the current month, one researcher gained a lot of publicity by stating an outer orbit planet would crash into the Earth on September 23, 2017 and would bring the end of the world. A sensational claim he dubiously justified as being referenced in the biblical book of Revelations. Archaeoastronomy and obscure interpretations of religious texts are in fact oft the basis of nebulous predictive claims of end times, cataclysms, tribulation, economic devastation, chaos, rapture, judgment day, wrath of a vengeful God and other such doomsday events. J. Tiburon question to Metatron: there are of late claims of a potential cataclysm based on the Planet X/Nibiru theories. Can you expand on this? A. Metatron response: lets us simply state that there will not be a planetary or dwarf planetary/asteroid collision with the Earth. The 12th planet as a Death Star scenario is inaccurate. Both the pseudo-scientific claims and cosmological interpretations of ancient texts are seriously flawed, and the proposed theory behind it, however complex, is now sadly fuel for conspiracy buffs and fearmongers. Masters, it is essential that you humans be reminded, ever be aware, that the Earth experience is a purposed illusion. You are in the University of Duality, learning the credentialed curriculum of responsible co-creation. You experience in this realm of free will, that which you believe and project, both individually and collectively, in mass. Period. There is no other rule. The law of attraction applies. The importance of clarity. The new Earth of 2017 and beyond is truly an extraordinary phase of your duality experience. One in which the sacred merges with the scientific. In the old energy, science omitted the divine and the sacred omitted the scientific. Discernment and wisdom are key, as each of you, as gods in progress, must weigh and judge the beliefs you choose. We tell you that the ascension is real and on track. And the ascension involves a magnificent coagulation of events that have come together after eons of sojourns and effort. It is not a haphazard occurrence, rather a created divine event of astonishing beauty and magnificence. You did not create the ascension simply to have all of the creative elements that formed it dissolved in global cataclysm. We assure you that it is in place. There will not be a global doomsday event, nor chaotic global economic collapse or vast world-ending nuclear war. However, in the realm of free will duality, those that choose to focus and dwell on negativity and fear may well attract an individualized negative fear experience or economic downfall in their life, through the law of attraction, for you will attract to self that which you intensely fear. As such, retaining fear is indeed quite detrimental, toxic to both the body and mind. As your Edgar Cayce stated, fear is the great destroyer. The wise among you must be leaders in co-creating highest good. The sky is not falling. I am Metatron with Tiburon of Crystal in service, and we share with you these truths. You are beloved. And so it is, and it is so.